I was really proud of myself, first of all, that I had been able to go there basically with one connection. He wasn't even there with me. And I had integrated myself into an amazing community. It changed kind of how I felt about my potential and my power to do things that I set my mind to.
This is Sophia. She came down to Barichara, a small town in the Colombian Andes, in January, where we met and shot an incredibly hilarious video to my song, The Water Tale. Yeah, none of us can really dance.
But why did she do this? In this video, let's look at the exciting adventures she lived through during her regenerative gap year. And then at the end, look at the things you need to know to do it yourself.
I first learned about Barichara through someone I was working with named Charles. He is from California, so I was getting involved with some of his projects in California, and he told me that he was thinking of going to Barichara and he would help me kind of figure out how I could get there with him and work on projects there with him. And I was totally on board. I thought that the experience was going to give me kind of more context about the world in general, because what it kind of signified for me, like going to Colombia, was leaving home, being on my own, traveling solo. So that was something that I thought was going to be good for me to experience, and it was kind of a personal challenge.
And a personal challenge it was, because dropping in a place where you have never been before, nor know anybody at, with nothing but your head, hands, and a few clothes, is far from easy.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was a little crazy because I really didn't know anyone. I had never met a single person face to face that was in Colombia, that was anywhere within like 100 miles of me, probably more, I guess. So it was a challenge, but it actually wasn't that challenging because the community of Barichara was just phenomenal. At the beginning, it was definitely mostly working and like trying to just like be an adult. Let's see, I filled my time mostly by meeting with Jessica and working on direct nature reserve work. So going there, regenerating the earth by building swales, which is kind of a way of installing natural water management, and of course, planting trees and protecting the trees that are already there, trying to foster the native ecosystem. And I also just started to get to know people by going out and doing the things I needed to do to live, like go buy groceries. I got involved with Brendan and Josie's hostel, their gap year program. And I also got involved with teaching English. So I guess I just kept meeting people, seeing like what they were up to in Barichara, and then seeing if I wanted to get involved and then getting involved, because everything is very easy to get involved with.
So what were your arrangements with the projects? Did Jessica pay you or did you pay Jessica? How did it work?
Coming into it, I really wanted to maintain the flexibility of everything related to what I was going to do. So I did not ask to get paid because I didn't really want to have to commit to one project. I wanted to explore. That was kind of my main goal for my gap year, and I wanted to carry that through. It was a volunteer internship, so I would classify it as. And then when I started teaching English at the school and the after-school program called Eduquemos Juntos, I did get paid for that hourly. The gap year program, first I had to pay actually to join in some activities that I thought sounded really fun, so it's totally worth it. But eventually, when they were on their maybe third gap year group that I had been hanging out with, I didn't have to pay because I was kind of a volunteer staff.
And did you feel like those arrangements were fair?
I would say probably Jessica gave more to me than how much help I gave her, because she taught me so much. She spent a lot of time with me, like whether we were walking to the reserve or doing something else, just teaching me so much about the history of the ecosystem and all the different components that work together, especially. I definitely did help with some things that were better done with two people, I guess, like planting trees and kind of the manual labor. But I felt like it was right that I didn't get paid because I think it was mostly me learning. I think also the other relationships that I had were also fair. The teaching I would have done for free because it was a really interesting experience and kind of amazing, but it was like getting paid was a little extra bonus.
I am 100% in agreement with this. Just learning so much from these new experiences was so valuable that I was always happy to give the time that I needed to apply what I had learned for free.
But finances are of course still an issue. So let's see how Sophia did it. Parents? Savings?
So it was a combo of those two. I think my parents sponsored me by buying my plane tickets, which was amazing. The reason that my savings were able to stretch the entire time is because of the dollar peso conversion and the savings that I had just from doing jobs throughout high school, like babysitting even. It was enough to pay for all my food, travel within the country. Yeah, and I had some leftover. So it really didn't cost much in comparison to US programs.
For me, the experience has been the same. To cover my basic living costs, I spend about $200 to $300 every month. So very little can go a long way. And the investment is absolutely worth it.
And made me realize I can do like basically anything on my own. Like I can make it happen if I want to do it. It was very empowering. It was super rewarding to have done something that was meaningful to me and see the impact. You know, seeing the trees that you planted grow was so cool, so awesome. And seeing the changes that we wanted to impact, actually kind of getting a start, like more birds coming back to the area, that kind of thing. It changed how I felt about my potential and my power to do things that I set my mind to. I think it also helps knowing that you can do things on your own, kind of set out, just drop the anchor and then make it work. It's very empowering and makes you more resilient because you're not so afraid of failure in a certain place. Like I think I can imagine in the future and even now in college, if something doesn't work out, I need to leave what I'm doing. And I know it's not even close to the end of the world, right? Because I can always go start something new and I don't have to be worried about failure in anything that I try.
So there you have it. Go get out there. Marichara has a lot of awesome opportunities for this, but there's so many places in the world with amazing projects. An awesome place to start looking is workaway.info. That's how I accidentally ended up in this place. Or just look for projects online and write them. People will be way nicer than you might expect. Let's regenerate the Earth.